I really wanted to come on here and do this about Lori Page. She's been missing today 365 days, 1 year. Today's been 1 year since Lori Page has been missing. Please don't forget her. She needs to be found. She was 12 years old when she went missing. And since then, she's turned 13. It sure was no happy birthday. Lori's been nowhere to be found. She hasn't been seen, and she hasn't been heard from. There have been no signs of Lori. I went there and I spent an entire day, boots on the ground. I went everywhere and I talked to so many people, not even expecting such a warm welcome that I got. And for that, I'm very grateful. Some things were recorded and some things were not. Some happened so unexpected and fast, it wasn't even thought about to bring a camera out or record. In fact, just being human and with the compassion I got for Lori and everyone else there seemed to have for Lori, all walks of life, young, old, they just come up to me and started talking. They really do care about Lori and they really want her found. I so much appreciated them and I respected them, and I believe everyone respected and cared for Lori and was only concerned for what had happened to her. They still want answers. They, meaning Ellie. Ellie is working hard behind the scenes. I even spoke to the new detective on Lori's case. They are wanting help from the media, and they want you to keep her name out there. Did she run away? I don't know. Did something happen to her at home? I don't know. In this case, I truly don't know. I don't know what to think. I spoke with her father on my live before I went there, and then after I went. He failed to mention to me and abruptly moved. The detective was interested in that as well as his email had been changed when I tried to email him back to ask him, why did you fail to tell me you moved? Not that he owed it to me, but he knew I was coming. Not necessarily to see him. In fact, when I came up on Lori's place where she used to reside, that was a total freak accident. You can see that in the live. You can see that in the live. But he knew I was coming, and he did fail to mention that, which was kind of odd to me. So when I tried to call him back, at first the one phone, I guess it was a burner phone, was no longer working, and the email didn't work either. It came back. It came back. I know my phones went out, y'all. And it's fine. That's the number you can call if you have information on Lori. 904-248-7000 or 850-891-4200. But he did move abruptly, and the detective was interested in that. She was very interested in the email had been changed when I tried to email him back. that I don't think he told. Although he said, when I did get a hold of him finally on another number, that Ellie was aware that he had moved to Georgia. I still had to wonder and I had to consider that they were surprised about that as they were about the email. It was also bizarre. Some neighbors didn't even know she lived there until she did go missing, and her teacher went looking for her. What was wrong? Her teacher went to find out what was wrong. That's who went looking. It's a lot, but the main thing is today, Tallahassee police came out and gave a few interviews. They broke it down into 4 parts. She's been missing 1 year, still to this day, because they said they did not, because they said they did check the house and they did check the car. I think that's so important. But what the chief said, because the chief is the one that gave the interview, the chief said that he couldn't say about what he found. If anything, he was very careful how he worded it in the home or the car. He couldn't say because that's part of their investigation. And if you could read someone's face, oh, those looks. So yes, they're still investigating, rest assured. And like he said, someone out there has the missing piece and they need to come forward. She was at first they put her like as a runaway. If y'all remember in my lives and in my interviews and stuff like that, they put her as a runaway, but she was 12. Now, there was different things to the story. Her father was supposed to have been at work. He was a CO officer. And he was supposed to have been at work. I think it's come out. I think actually when he talked to me, he said he was getting ready for work. It's been a couple of things and a couple of fibs here and there also, as always. I think the best thing these people can do when something like this happens is don't talk to people like me or anybody for that matter. I'm telling you, Tallahassee's on it. Anyhow, so they say, or the chief says, they're still investigating, and rest assured, because whoever has that missing piece, they need to come forward. When LE was asked today if they think foul play was involved, the chief said it's definitely something they are looking at and considering. He said, you have to when she was 12 years old and there was no digital evidence. There's no friends, he said. No one's seen or heard from her. Not her friends, not her parents. Nobody. Nobody has seen or heard from Lori in 365 days. So yes, you have to consider her. Consider that foul play. That's his words, not mine. He said they are certainly concerned. And again, that's why they take these things from a criminal perspective. And that's coming from law enforcement. In fact, that's coming from the chief. That's coming from them today, June 3rd, 2024. I found everything he said very interesting and very telling. Just things a lot of people should listen to, especially if you're in true crime. He also said they would say they do have people of interest when asked. Again, this is all very important information and new news, considering they thought Lori had run away in the beginning. Yet, when he was asked about that, he said he didn't want to speculate on how she left, if she left, etc. And he squinched his nose. I know that look. I do that myself. It's something you don't really want to answer or speculate on. I know I do that. It's kind of a iffy thing. You don't want to talk about it. I know that too well. So I think he was finding it very, very hard to be careful, but he was giving a lot of stuff away. If you watched it all four and then you break it down. Then again, he mentioned again, there are people of interest, but he's not able to comment at this time if there are anyone labeled as a suspect. He said he's just not going to be able to comment at this time. He said it's an ongoing, very active investigation. And he said he can assure you as soon as he can tell you any information, he will share it with you. And then he doubles back to say any information that can be released. And he was real firm. He said, we will release that information. So in my opinion, I feel that they are very much on this case. They are very close. And in my opinion, they will bust this case wide open. It will be right on time. Have you ever saw those things that are just right on time? I feel this is going to be one of those cases. Wherever Lori Page is and whatever happened to her, they're going to bust it wide open. He said himself they're not going to give up until they find her. I feel like that's going to be soon, at least in my opinion, and I pray they do. Oh, and I wanted to point something out that he said, the chief of police said. He said, in these types of cases, you don't rule anyone out until the person is recovered. No one. You don't rule them out. No family, no one. That tells me a couple of things. It tells me they are looking for a recovery. This is just my opinion. But it says to me, however, they can't rule out anyone because he said this. He said, you never know. He said, you may interview family multiple times and there may not be a need to do so again at the moment. However, you don't rule anyone out because more information can come in. And based on the information you already have now, that can also, well, you know, that can cause one of them arrest things. But you never rule anybody out. So I found that very interesting, and I found it very, very telling. I think he's one that should definitely be listened to. So I'll try to get them all on my community post. I'll try. I didn't know there was 4 parts. I did listen to them before I come on. I had posted one today. I know for a fact I shared. But I'll try to get you all 4. But all you have to do is type in your Google bar and type in Lori Paige update. Lori, Paige. And you can see all 4 videos there with the chief today, because Lori Paige has been missing 365 days as of today. That's 1 year, and it's way too long. And Lori deserves justice. And if you know anything whatsoever, he even said it could be a neighbor, a friend, a family member. He brought all of this up, which, if y'all don't remember my interview that I accidentally come up on with the neighbor guy, I didn't feel real good about that guy. That's just my thought and opinion. However, please call if you know anything. 904-248-7000. FBI is on this. That is their number in Florida. Or 850. I do apologize. I think the first one I said 850. The first number is 904-248-7000. That is FBI in Florida. Or Tallahassee Police Department at 850-891-4200. And they are working on her case, and hopefully it will be resolved soon. Where's Lori? What happened to Lori Paige on June 3rd of last year? Nobody knows. Yet somebody does. Please speak now. Give her some justice. Give her some peace. Give her some dignity. Thank you.